Out of the 8 billion podcasts that claim to talk about sports, 99% of them talk football and basketball. And that's about it. That's because they don't know about anything else. And they bore you to tears. Welcome to the Sportsocracy, the Ocho, where sports meets comedy, sports analysis, laughs, and the occasional debate that'll likely blow the roof off. We're rowdy and loud and bringing the party straight to your ears.
The party has arrived.
And by the way, you don't have to be a sports fan to like this show, because we're pretty damned awesome, even when we're not talking sports. From baseball to hockey to wrestling to the UFC and beyond, we love it, and we're talking about it. And now your hosts, Armchair, hailing from Canada. He's a sports encyclopedia. And Dubs, the quintessential masshole who's always down for some lively banter and a little bit of the green stuff. And we're not talking about the outfield grass. Let's rock this. This is the Sportsocracy, the Ocho.
We did it, ladies and gentlemen. We did it. We got the video. Hey, look, one by one, bit by bit.
Yeah, this bitch. Right arm, left leg, left leg.
We're gonna work together on it. If you don't know, and you already should, your ass better call somebody. I am Armchair. That is Dubs. It's a wrestling centric show today, but that's okay. We're having fun.
Not a lot going on baseball wise. Hockey was kind of chalk this week.
Yeah, hockey was exactly.
Still got power rankings for you. Don't you worry.
Always got the power rankings ready to roll. We got some commentary on our power rankings last week, which I love and appreciate. If you have comments on our power rankings or anything we say on the show, let us know what you think. By all means, we're big boys. We can handle it. If you disagree, socials. I'm not worried about it.
If you comment, you better fucking follow. It's my only rule.
That's the only rule. We only have one rule. Make sure you like and subscribe. Share the video out with your friends. If you're watching on Facebook, hit that share, hit that like. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe. Drop a comment. Let us know where you're watching from. Don't forget to answer our question.
Unless it's Ohio.
Except for Ohio, catching everyday strays. What is an everyday event that would be better solved via Royal Rumble? We have a lot of incredible answers. Our question of the week is super good, but we start off as always with the lead. We were there's not really a lead like story this week in terms of like sports outside of the power rankings, but I wanted to touch on something that Dubs and I were talking about off air, which is Connor McDavid's on a tear. He is on an absolute tear. The Oilers are on a tear in general. Connor McDavid, drafted in 2015, is less than 100 points away from 1,000 career points. 1,000 career points. He was drafted in 2015, and he's closing in on 1,000. Now, you might not think that's something. That is a level of stupid I couldn't even comprehend. He is sitting at, what did we say, 908?
Yeah, 908 right now. It's absolutely ridiculous. The pace that he's on. 153 points last season, 123 the year before that. Even in a season he played 56 games and he had 105 points. The guy's ridiculous. He's a step above everybody else in the league. And
it doesn't happen often, right? Like,
no, never.
That's the thing. I guess that's the real difference here is that Connor McDavid all-time points. So like 1,000 points, just so we have some.
That's a huge milestone.
Wayne Gretzky has 2,857, never to be touched. Never to be touched. Yager 1921, Messier 1887. Great guys, incredible players.
How many?
Gordie Howe 1850. He's still playing, I'm pretty sure. Still wheeling and dealing Rockets all day long. The 1,000-point list is a kind of a neat one. So, like, there's some guys that are over it that are still active. Eric Stahl is active. He's over. Stammer, noted not getting traded. I told you he wasn't getting traded.
I know.
His GM came out and he said, Well, you can put
You
that.
should have
to bed 'cause it
wagered
ain't
money
happening.
with me on that because I would have lost. And I would have bet way more than I should have on it.
Claude Giroux, Joe Pavelski, Nick Backstrom, all still active, allegedly, all over 1,000 points. Johnny Tavares just crossed over 1,009. He got drafted in 2009. Noted hot dog enjoyer Phil the Thrill Kessel at 992. There's only a couple, like Blake Wheeler's on this
He's
list.
just hot dogs, corn dogs, all types of cured meats. He's just a food aficionado, Phil Kessel is.
There are a bunch of guys on this list that are
Cuisine enthusiast.
From that 08-09 era that were drafted. Blake Wheeler's on there. He's got 939.
Big
but he
Blake
played
Wheeler guy.
2008 was when he was drafted. So this is not his first. This is not his first game. He's been in the league a while. The Rat, Brad Marchand, noted.
My
From
captain.
my home,
Oh,
hey,
captain,
listen,
my captain.
from my home. Look, I'm wearing a Marchand t-shirt right now. He's a rat. Pikachu. No. Marchand's from. He's from local. He's local to here. Adjacent to. He's well. Well, you can try. So he's got 903, but like Corey Perry's 892. Taves, Parise, Jamie Benn, they're all in there, but all these guys have been playing forever. Like they're all 07, 08, except for Corey Perry, who played in 05. Connor McDavid was drafted in 2015, and he's at 908.
He's 27.
Yeah, it's a whole other level of nonsense.
If you can get halfway to Gretzky by 28, I mean, are we gonna start having conversations?
Well, we're gonna have to, aren't we? Like, it's like realistically, the Gretzky number should be out of reach because of the era he played in. He was getting, like 100-goal seasons, and
Right.
like you shouldn't be putting up 200 points a season. But he didn't play as long. And if McDavid is healthy with the way sports science goes, and he can continue to produce at, I don't know, let's say 150, 120 point pace, can he get there? Yeah, he'd have to play forever. He'd have to play a long time.
And you have to play at a high level for an incredibly long time. But I think he's the closest. I think that's the closest anybody's going to come. Like, he's got the best chance at anybody.
His he's on a something else. I don't know, like 607 career games played. 607. He's got 908 points. That's another level of stupid. Like I can't even hold on.
He's got to have a cup by now, right?
It's almost one. It's a 1.5 point per game pace.
It's got to have had a cup by now, right?
Yeah, you would think so. 4-time Pearson, 3-time Hart, 5 Art Ross,
5,
not one,
5
no, not one cup. Someone get this guy Lord Stanley, would you? Not the other kind of Stanley.
The Angels of the NHL, Trout and Shohei, nothing to show for it.
Oh man, what that's crazy though, absolute insanity. Elsewhere in the NHL, the Lightning unveiled a fun jersey. What were your thoughts on the? It's a pirate theme. I kind of like it. I shared it to my Instagram at Armchair Common 2. Check the story. It's a fun little video that they have, but I like the jersey. I just don't. They're not the Buccaneers.
No,
you know what I mean.
Like the only way you know that this is a Lightning jersey is because of the little teeny tiny lightning bolt in the middle, the little Harry Potter scar that they gave the skull.
Little Harry Potter scar.
But I like Pirates. That was dope. I like the jersey. What are they? They're going to wear it once, right?
Yeah, I think it's like a super limited edition thing. Although we say that, but Justin Bieber keeps making those nonsense jerseys for the Leafs, and they keep rocking them out. They're like, let's wear the one that's reversible. It doesn't need to be. And it's Bruins colors, and it's weird. It's weird. It's black and yellow.
It is.
Why? What are we doing here? Keep your scheme. That's when when Montreal wore the baby blues.
Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery.
When Montreal wears the baby blues, I cringe. cringe. Oh, listen. Hey.
All caps.
Hey, we appreciate it. Steve Tao is on vacation one more day.
The only
He'll be
thing
back for
all
the chat.
caps are the tweets that all the fans are sending out because that team is in fucking shambles.
In shambles. Don't worry, Tao. We got you covered when you're back. We appreciate you dropping in, smashing that like,
As always,
showing the
enjoy the
love.
vacation.
Yeah, take the
I
time.
wish I was on vacation. It's fucking 10 degrees right now. And I have multiple friends on vacation right now, and I keep getting pictures of the sun and alcohol, and I'm here in the cold. And if I drink, it's going to be sad.
Step one, stop having friends. Can't send you vacation pictures. You don't have any friends to send you.
You're right. Gotta lock in.
You just gotta focus up, man. Focus up. We have like no baseball news. There's like nothing. Nothing has happened.
I have a all still in free agency team. That's all I got. We can buzz through that quick.
Let's smash it out.
So
stuff.
We got a catcher. You know him, you love him. Gary Sanchez. Mr. Dirty Sanchez himself.
I do not love Mr. Strikeout himself. Yeah.
Rhys Hoskins, first base, future Cub, if I had to bet.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Ahmad Rosario, second base. Tim Anderson.
He's gonna end up somewhere. I've not heard that he's a great clubhouse guy.
No, he don't.
I've heard the rumor is that he's not. He likes to throw the fisticuffs. And
remember, he was just like cranking bombs out of nowhere when he had done nothing of the sort for a while, forever.
Yes,
that was when I realized that he had that element to him. So I was like, this guy has done absolutely nothing in his career. And he's out here just pimping home runs like he's a fucking 40-a-year guy, 30-30 club. No, you were not. You're Tim Anderson.
You are Tim Anderson. He's got some power.
That's why you're on this list.
He's on this list.
Matt Chapman, third base.
God, I hope the Blue Jays bring him back. I love Chappie as a Blue Jay. He was great. Someone's getting a Gold Glove caliber, excellent hitting third baseman. I hope it's not the Dodgers because they don't need another one.
They'll defer it. They'll pay him like $20.46. So we'll give us some Fruit Loops today.
The contract today is 46 cents. We're deferring $89 million for the next 200 years.
Yeah, it's going to be spread out for a long time.
Yeah. Chappie at third.
Jock Peterson, left field.
I don't know where I see him going.
Big cock Jock.
You know, any idea where you think where's Jock Peterson going?
Fucking anywhere that's going to give him the most money at this point, right?
No one's paying anything this year.
No, nothing. Maybe he'll end up in the Red Sox for fucking $8 million.
Full throttle.
Did you see him walk those comments back the other day?
Maybe I meant like I was going to be trying things, but not like spending all the money. Just like I'd be trying to. Let me just
walking it back.
2 hops this time.
It's ridiculous at this point.
He's not good. Yeah, it's not good.
Why are we acting like the Rays? And I read you the quote. I don't know if it was last show or 2 shows ago now. That like everybody fucking knows it. Everybody knows that this is what you're doing.
Yep, they won't pay.
You're not a serious contender for any of the division, free agents, nothing. The only thing you're a serious contender for is a top pick for the foreseeable future.
Serious contender for D's nuts.
That will probably mortgage for somebody like Dylan fucking Cease.
Yes. Yeah, who will get lit up.
Yeah. I love Brian Bayo. I think he's a fantastic prospect, but rolling into the season with him as your one is a fucking death sentence in the AL East. It's crazy. It's crazy that that's the plan. Michael Taylor, who also probably is going to be on the Red Sox. They've been
Michael A. Taylor?
Yes. They've been linked to him all off season.
Whatever.
Yeah, he's whatever. Exactly. He's a 4th outfielder. Remember when we signed Chris Young? That's that. It's the same thing.
Yep.
Insert generic name center fielder here.
Mm-hmm.
And then Cody Bellinger, probably the pick of the litter right now. And then Jorge Soler, DH. It's a little
Jorge Soler is the guy that
honorable
everybody
mention.
wants, but
Yes.
Soler is not going to sign until Bellinger signs.
Correct.
Because
so that he can get overpaid.
So Bellinger will set the market.
Correct.
And no one wants to set the Bellinger market because Bellinger wants $1 billion deferred over 1 billion years. So everybody's just in limbo. Waiting. There's no one's doing anything.
Dodger blue for you right here, good sir.
He doesn't want it. I don't think he wants that.
Doesn't.
I think he honestly.
He wants to go be the guy.
I think the Jays are in that conversation.
He thinks he's that dude.
Yankees. I think the Yankees could be in that conversation. The Cubs could be in that conversation.
The Cubs is where I think he is.
The Giants, to a lesser extent, could be in that conversation. They need to do something to keep up. There's just a lot of guys that are that could be in that talk. And then once that happens, it's a race to call Soler.
I think the Cubs will land Bellinger and Hoskins.
Yeah.
And then they'll go home and be like, there we go. We did it. Nailed this offseason.
I need Toronto to sign at least one more bat and Matt Chapman. And if they can't sign Matt Chapman, I need them to sign.
Do you want Soler?
I would take Soler. I'd take Soler, and then you can DH him. And
even 20 million?
I don't care. It's not my money.
Facts. You don't give a shit.
I ain't paying shit.
I ain't signing checks.
Not my checks. Basically,
my name not on the door.
They need. They need to do something. Toronto needs to do something. Even if they don't do anything, they're still better than the Red Sox are positioned to go into this season because at bare minimum, Vladdy and Bo get you in the conversation for things that could happen. And their rotation is good. Like the Jays pitching rotation is top 10.
Outside of maybe the Angels, pretty much everybody's positioned better than the Red Sox right now.
I'm just saying.
Tristan Cassis, let's go.
As far as the AL East,
bring up the kids. Roman Anthony.
We will have some
Rafael.
Some divisional breakdowns. I guess we'll start doing those. I need everybody to finish signing. Pitchers and catchers report in like 2 weeks or in a month, less than a month. 15th pitchers and catchers report.
Creeps up so early.
I know.
It's wild. You're just like, oh shit. People.
I guess it's time to go.
Yeah. Isn't it wild that they report? Like, I know NFL does training camps and shit, but like, pitchers and catchers is literally just them playing catch. They go down to Florida just to play catch.
Someone who is a former ball player, I can tell you, you need that.
I agree. I know. I play baseball too. You definitely need to get the arm.
You know, is like when you're on a stretch where you've got enough rest in between everything, and your arm is just, it feels like a cannon. And you're like, man, this feels incredible. And then you get tired and you're like, this feels like trash.
I had a tryout for a baseball team one time, and there was like 30 guys. It was like field completely flooded out, and they had us all in like this tiny little gym. And trying to play catch was like there's like bull in a china shop. You're like, I'm trying not to hit that guy over there because like,
and everyone's trying to kill each other, right? Like
everyone's whipping at 100 miles an hour. So you're like worried about the dude next to you who's throwing it sidearm and hasn't thrown in like.
That's the worst feeling. I did the Major League Baseball does rolling open tryouts. So they just send a scout, just like an international scout, to Canada, and they're just like, go look. There was a guy that got signed to the Yankees from up here, but he ended up selling. He was like stealing equipment, and then he sold it off for a profit because he was like, this rookie check is bullshit, and I need to pay for things.
Yeah, it is.
And then he got cut from the team, and they were like, this kid's an idiot. And I was like, no, he's just trying to hustle to make it, because
it is wild that there's guys playing like AAA baseball that make like as much money as me.
Yeah,
you're like, what?
Yeah, it's kind of beyond. So
how are you traveling all the time with zero money?
You don't. It makes no sense. They give you like here's a burger voucher, and and enjoy your Chili's.
You better work that shit off at the fucking cage too.
Yeah, but it was fun, man. The open trial was crazy, but that's what you had. It was like, all right, you step into the box, and they just we had an open field. Like, we were lucky, but open field and you're just trying. But some of the guys there were like, 14, and some of them were like, I was like, I think 18 when I tried out. They're like, yeah, have fun. But they were there for one guy, really. But it was interesting, man. Everybody's trying to kill each other. And when I played, that's all you ever got. You get guys in the gym that were just like, let me throw this as hard as I can to try to hurt your hand. Can't imagine. It's trash. Anyway, baseball. It's happening. Slowly, the slowest thing on earth. It's really the slowest thing on earth. I don't think I have anything else for the lead. Anything you want to cover before we get to top of the tops, which is a work in progress? I don't know what the fuck we're going to call this.
Top of the top. No, right. I'm ready. Let's fucking go.
Top of the tops is a top 5, top 10 list. We did top 10 this week. We're just having fun, What are some things we cover? Things like top 5 NHL jerseys, top 5 foods to eat at a ballpark, top 5 ballparks to visit. We'll do one of these a week. And this week, based on our question of the week, we did top 5 or top 10. Sorry, in this case, wrestlers all time.
Favorite. Because I had to, and I'm gonna miss some. You know how this shit goes. You're gonna say one, I'm gonna be like, fuck. But this is just off the top of my head. Just like entertainment, like nostalgia, people that entertain me, whatever it might be. Because I really haven't paid attention for a long time, unless there's something that was like must see, where it's like, oh, you have to watch this. I'm like, all right, I'll fucking watch it. But I still love it at its core. It was absolutely a core part of my childhood.
So we'll do this do you have them in order?
I do, but they're subject to change, as is every other order I make.
Do you want to do reverse, or do you want to do starting at the top?
10.
All right, let's start with 10.
Let's go back and forth.
Yeah. You want me to lead this off?
Yeah, you can start. Let's do
it. All right. It's Cactus Jack. One of the many, many faces of Mick Foley.
Love it.
Kind of absolutely insane, but I am going specifically the Cactus Jack character. He was nuts. He's absolutely nuts. And like, what were you supposed to do with it? I will put a slash on that. Mankind is also at the 10. I think they're kind of on par. The Mankind character with the boiler rooms and the like tax and every arc that Mankind was part of was just kind of insane. It also played into my top of the top list. A lot of matches with these guys. So you number 10.
Number 10 for me was former on and off sporadic pill user, Mr. Jeffrey Hardy.
All right.
When I started really watching, he was pretty much at his peak.
Yeah.
Just coming off the Hardy Boys shit, all the TLC matches, which are like, if you're like want to get somebody to watch wrestling, just show them that. Because they'll be like, what the fuck is going on? This is madness. But
right?
No, it was so good. They were awesome. Those first few times they did it were like perfection, and they've never matched them since. But it's just like, this was another one that was just crazy nostalgia for me. My first few were that, where it's just like, oh man, like I just remember being a kid watching them and cheering for them, just blind passion, being like, yeah, when you're like 7, 8 years old.
My number 9, and I'm making the rules up as I go along, is a tag team, and it's the Bushwhackers.
I like that one.
It's got to be
R.I.P. Did one just die like pretty recently?
Yeah, I think so. They walked in and they were throwing their arms, and it was just, everything was fantastic about it. They weren't necessarily the best in-ring talent to watch, but as far as like childhood memory goes, it was absolutely something you could replicate as a kid when you're trying to beat up your brothers. That's all that mattered. Just doing the entrances. That's all that you wanted to do. That's all we did as kids. We did the entrances, and then it was like flying elbows onto like couch cushions.
Yep. Exactly. I remember one time I accidentally leg dropped one of my friends, and I thought we had to go to the hospital. I meant to miss, and I didn't. I fucking just like straight down on his ribs. He was like, just like soul sucked out of his body by God. Just you are coming with me, young man.
Yeah.
But
Thanks
I definitely had my time doing that. My 9, I'm torn. I'm gonna go with Edge, pretty much for the same reason. He was just like, I didn't appreciate him until later because he was like just the worst, just
because he
douchiest
was
little
part of
heel.
the Brood.
The Brood was so stupid. It was so horrible. And then the fact that he came back and ended up being like a main event guy after that is kind of wild in itself. But I appreciated like the John Cena battles, the Undertaker shit all back then when I was a kid.
Excellent.
Yeah,
he was excellent.
I liked it. And then I remember when he retired, I was like, man, that actually kind of sucks. Like, I feel like I actually will miss him. And then, yeah, sure enough.
It always
But yeah, the Brood shit was always, I was like, what are we doing? And that's why I could never put the Undertaker in this shit, because I'm just like,
no,
it didn't do it for me. I'm sorry.
I get it, man. I get it. My number, what are we on? 8? 8?
Yeah, 8.
Number 8 is Val Venus.
Wow, I did not expect Val Venus to be on this list.
Whenever the WWE wrestling games came out, it was always my favorite guy to play as.
That's what made me actually appreciate wrestling, was like SmackDown versus Raw, like 2007, I want to say.
Yeah.
Maybe 8. I think it was 7.
We will absolutely be ranking video games at some point. It's a must.
For sure.
I'll
tell you right now, sports games 2011. That's my year. All of that shit was the best. I don't know why my camera just went all wonky. Hopefully it fixes itself.
You got close and then you got far, and now it's like I don't know what to do.
I don't know what to do. I'm hoping I settle down. My Tourette stops. My homeschool blink kind of stops. It slows down.
You'll be all right. You'll get it. We'll get it focused again. Just the entrance music, the like over the top nonsense.
There we go.
The like everything about it was like absolute bull. Like it was such trash, but it was so funny. Like it was just this guy, and he'd come in, hello, ladies, and just like comes out of a flower, and he's just like, it's just so over the top. It's nonsense, but that was kind of like what wrestling was at the time.
You got to pick a wingman, him or the Godfather.
All aboard the Ho train. Oh, train. It's too funny, man. It was perfect.
It was the best. It was perfect for the time too.
Yeah.
Another one. This is, I think I think I have one more nostalgia pick on here, but give or take. Rey Mysterio. Number 8. Can't
go wrong with Rey.
And longevity. You know what I mean? The guy's still fucking doing it.
Still doing it. High flyer, man.
Yeah. And he was just like the ultimate underdog. You were, as a kid, you were like, holy shit.
Mighty
How's
Mouse,
this guy
man.
Doing all this? Exactly. I fucking love Demetrius Johnson.
He just like flies
the best.
Everywhere.
And the fact that, quick UFC sidebar, Demetrius Johnson does not get talked about as the GOAT nearly enough. Because he's on 125 and he faced a lot of fucking, I mean, they're trained professional athletes. They would murder me in 3/4 of a second.
Of course. But still.
Basically nobody's.
Yeah.
In terms of prestige, record, whatever it may be, for a good portion of his career. But the guys will beat you in any aspect. And now he's doing that. They're like, hey, you want to beat me in Muay Thai? Well, I'm going to beat you in that too. You want to beat me in Jiu-Jitsu? I'm going to beat you in that too. Guy's the best. Love
all round, well-rounded.
And I think he won a title, right? And he was streaming on Twitch playing video games like 2 hours later, 2 or 3 hours later.
Does not care.
No, guy's a fucking animal.
Whatever. Anyway. I do my own thing. Rey Mysterio, excellent choice.
The best. 619. Everyone wanted to do the 619 one time in their life.
Everyone. Well, why not? I can't do it.
No chance. But for one time in your life, you were like, if I like tried, I could maybe do it.
I might be able to like swing or nah. maybe if I get enough momentum,
No.
like no.
AC joint, bang. Fucking rotator cuff, bang. And then once those blow, you're going right down on your knees. You're going to crumple like Aaron Rodgers 4 plays into the season. Sorry, Jeremy.
The disrespect. My number 7 is a big fella. Not the biggest of big fellas, but it was no, not that big fella. It's Yokozuna, man.
Oh, damn. Gone too soon.
He
How long was he actually active for at like the top of his game? Like 2 years?
2 years. It was like quick in and out, honestly. He showed up, he like dominated. That whole family is just it's insane.
Why are like I know families like look at the Jones family again, UFC, like Chandler Jones, Arthur Jones, John Jones, like that's there's clearly something in the fucking blood, you know what I mean? Or for the Royal Rumble lottery, how badly do you want that money? Yeah, exactly. We'll get there, Calvin. We will get there, I promise you.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
I'm sorry, I got distracted. Where was I?
Families. Yeah, like their family is huge into it though. It's like,
but like
all of the it's
why
like,
is it that all of those guys are just like top of the line born and bred wrestlers?
All
like
of the Usos, The Rock.
Like I don't understand.
The Rock's dad, like all of these people were big, and then
I get they get all the athleticism and shit, like, but they just pick up all the like tricks of the trade and all
probably
that.
they learn it all. Yokozuna was part of that.
And plus, he was just such like an attraction.
So was
they thought they could do the Andre thing with him.
Oh, why am I forgetting his name? Big Daddy Cool.
Kevin Nash.
No, not Kevin Nash. wrong guy. Anyway, I'll think about it and I'll get it back. I'll get back to you. But yeah, there's a bunch of guys that were in that.
Big Daddy V. Is that you're thinking of? That guy was like 500 pounds and like 5'8". That shit was wild. I remember seeing him in the video game for the first time and being like, "What is going on there?" It's like watching the fuck's that guy's name? Earthquake.
Oh, Earthquake? Yeah, Earthquake.
Yeah,
was great.
it's like watching him blown up as a wrestler is fucking wild.
All right, so the Anonai family tree is huge. So we didn't even talk about Afa and Samu, who were both older wrestlers. Samoans. Yeah. We didn't talk about
Umaga, R.I.P.
So, yeah, Peter Maivia was in there. I mentioned briefly. Rikishi was in there. That's who I'm thinking of.
Rikishi, Umaga. There's another one. Roman, obviously.
Roman's in there. Yeah, it's crazy. It's a crazy family. If you haven't looked it up, look up the Anonai family. They're huge.
Rosie and Jamal.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So it's massive.
Which one was Umaga? I know that, but
yes,
I can never remember which is which.
I think that's Jamal. I think Rosie's.
I think you're right.
Yeah. So Yoko, my number 7.
Love it. Number 7 for me, because he's one of the only people I actually pay attention to nowadays. MJF. Guy's fucking electric.
Yeah.
Yeah. The stupid fucking scarf. Just always like he kayfabe. He still does it, which is wild. In this day and age, should just fully be heel mode all the time, no matter what.
I love it.
Like there's like 1-2 videos online of him actually being like a human, which is crazy.
Yeah, it doesn't really happen. He is playing the part too.
Incredibly committed to the bit. Love it. Yeah, everything he does is gold, and he's pretty fucking good in the ring.
Yeah, absolutely.
So MJF is fantastic. He'll probably go up this list as it goes. I honestly haven't watched a lot of his shit recently, but it's everything he did with like basically the last 2 to 3 years of his career has just been gold.
Yeah. My number 6, I'm gonna go with HBK down here.
He just missed my list. I'm glad he's on yours.
Yeah, he deserves.
He was probably 11. He was probably 11, and I think Mark Henry might have been 12.
Oh, Mark Henry.
I don't know why, dude. I just
Big
always
fella.
had a soft spot for
A
Mark
big
Henry. And then
fella.
the Hall of, like, I always wanted it might have been the 3-6 Mafia, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, but when they did the Hall of Pain,
Yeah.
I was like, fucking finally. This is like exactly what he should have been for the longest time. And they did it really well. Then he got hurt. It ended, but
Yeah.
it ended at a pretty good time, to be honest.
Yeah, I think so. It's my number 6. HBK he was just fun, man. He was
He was a fucking goat. DX.
He was
He was the epitome of like cokehead 90s.
He
80s.
was. He had Sweet Chin music is one of the best finishers out there too. So
yeah. Oh, it's
I'd
the
argue.
best. Tuning up the fucking band. The best finishers are the one that have like the build up to it.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that in a minute on my list. But I'm on 6 now.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
That's right.
Numbers are difficult. CM Punk.
CM Punk. I
Loved
wasn't sure
him.
if we were going there.
Always
I'm going
loved
to
him.
be. Yeah.
He's like the Aaron Rodgers of the wrestling community, where you're like, oh my god, dude, can you just shut up? Can you just stop talking for 2 seconds?
People
But then when you're like, watch him do
yeah.
his thing, you're like, guys, the guy's fucking good. The guy's
Yeah,
just good.
But people hate him.
Hate him. And when I really started to appreciate, I always kind of liked him, like Money in the Bank shit when I first really started getting into it. Exactly. Yeah. So I was like, oh, this guy's pretty good. And he was like the road to WrestleMania on one of the SmackDown versus Raw games back when he was still like kind of a nobody. Like not a nobody. Everyone fucking knew who he was, but you know what I'm saying?
I do.
And then when he had the whole 2011 Money in the Bank with John Cena, that whole storyline, the walking out with the title, that I was like, all right, I'm in. This guy's fucking electric.
I like it.
They fucked him. They fucked up the Nexus 2.0 with him. That could have been way better than it was. And the Straight Edge Society was fantastic.
Yeah,
that one doesn't get talked about enough. That could have done a lot more.
We need to tie you to your chair.
Me?
Yeah.
I know. I'm sorry.
Dubs
I'm
can't
so
help
fidgety.
It. Dubs can't help it. This is why.
Ask anybody I know that fucking knows me. I fidget, walk around. When I'm on the phone, I just pace around the entire house. So like sitting down to do podcasts is a fucking struggle for me.
Yeah, whatever.
I need a treadmill or something to walk.
No, we're gonna like tape your camera to you so it just follows you wherever you go. Get one of those rigs that they have when they do like the nature documentaries.
Right.
Just wearing the camera all over the place.
It's wild that I am more clear with the virtual background that moves. I'm moving more myself than the actual background that moves.
My number 5, and this is where things start to get difficult for me, because I like wrestling for me is always like a nostalgic thing, and the younger, like the newer stuff doesn't really play for me,
right?
But I had to put The Rock in here.
He's up there
because
shut up, bitch.
Because The Rock is easily one of the best handlers of the mic that I've ever seen, but he was kind of the tail end of my like John Cena came in and I was like the Conor McGregor gif. I was who the fuck is that?
Who the fuck is that guy?
That's basically what I was.
Fred Panty Night when you fight me.
And then they kept telling me that nobody could see him and I was
proper 12.
I was out. So I was out. I didn't enjoy it anymore the same way I did. And they got away from the Attitude Era and it was phenomenal. But The Rock, nothing but respect. One of the best to do it. Period.
Love it.
Number 5.
Randy Orton.
Oh, a little RKO.
Yes, sir. But probably the best finisher in the game.
Yeah.
Stone Cold Stunner, that. Those are like 1 and 2 for me. Pick whatever order you want.
You need to look up Daniel Jones RKO. You'll thank me later. Yes, as in like the quarterback of the New York Football Giants.
Okay, I can do that.
You'll thank me later.
But I started watching basically right after the Legend Killer shit wore off, like right after all that. So which was all electric.
Absolutely.
Legacy was not as good as it should have been, but as a kid, I was like, yeah, this is dope. And it just like I as a kid, I just lived for when he snapped and was gonna. I was just talking about. I hope he punts somebody every single time he was in the ring. I was like, I hope he punts somebody. I hope he just punts somebody today.
Just do it. Just
the whole him and Triple H storyline where he just punted like every single McMahon in existence. He he dug up ashes and just punted the urn. Whatever the fuck he could do.
Yeah, it was fantastic. So RKO, your number Randy Orton, your number 5.
Yes, sir.
My number 4 is going to be. Oh man, it's really difficult for me. I'm gonna put Kane at number 4.
Ooh, I like that.
The storyline.
I like him way more than Undertaker.
See, I love Undertaker. Undertaker's is in my top 3 for sure. But I was an Undertaker kid growing up. Like that was my deal. Like you got to remember, he like as a kid, you're watching someone smash this guy, and then he just sits right up, and you're like, "That's so cool." Then he like rolled his eyes in the back of his head, and he looked dead, and you're like, "Yes, in." So, but the Kane storyline was fantastic. Pre-mask being removed, he just didn't speak. He just came in and like beat the shit out of guys, tossed him out of the ring, and didn't speak. Paul Bearer was still around then. Whining like an idiot.
One of my favorite Kane moments. It's way past like his expiration date in terms of being like a guy. When he just yeets Zack Ryder out of the wheelchair down the fucking off the stage. It's so good.
Yeah,
Mankind was my turn. Yeah, he sure was.
Yeah. You got a 4.
My number 4 is
the
Macho Man, the cream of the crop. He's just the best. There's so many. Just watching
his mic work is unbelievable,
and he was absolutely blasted out of his mind the entire time. He's just out there spouting nonsense, and it's electric the entire time.
It was
Macho Man. Any Randy Savage promo is just pure electricity for like 90 seconds to 3 minutes, somewhere in that range. Veins popping, just coke fueled thoughts running through every fucking vein in his body. Guy's ready to run through a wall, and he makes you want to run through one with him. I fucking love Macho Man.
Macho Man's incredible. I'm a little sad he's not on my list.
Yeah.
And this is what happens though. We start talking about it, and you're like, "Fuck, Macho Man."
I'd like to think if he wasn't currently in cardiac arrest, that he would have fought that telephone pole, and he would have won.
This is my favorite comment ever.
Shout out Jane Thomas.
I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. This is a sports show. We're talking about
Jane,
wrestling.
I don't. Hey, cream corn kind of sucks.
What are you from, Ohio?
Appreciate you stopping by, but your takes are
poor. We're not cream corn fans. We are here to talk.
Phil Kessel disapproves of your cuisine.
We are here to talk sports. We're talking wrestling. My number 3 is The Undertaker. He's not my number 1. I'll tell you that right now. He's not my number 1. My number 3 is The Undertaker. He, the sitting up, the pallbearer, he reinvented himself like 4 different eras of wrestling. He was just unbelievable the entire time. Loved it. Loved The Undertaker from start to finish.
Love it.
Yeah.
It's hard for the supernatural shit just doesn't really play for me all that well.
I get it. It's not for everyone.
No.
Who you got at 3?
With that being said, I really liked Bray Wyatt before the fucking supernatural shit. Cult leader Bray was fun.
You know what? I don't mind that at all. I thought that was a good story.
He didn't make it on my list strictly because of the other shit.
I get it.
But if I had to rank gimmicks, that's up there. Probably top 3 to 5. They just fucked it up repeatedly. It could have been so much better than it was. Regardless, my number 3, Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding. You know who it is.
Woo!
Woo! I fucking love Ric Flair. And the woo it's iconic.
It's absolutely
Everyone does it because of Ric Flair. Whether you
Yeah.
know him or not, it's because of Ric Flair.
Yeah, it's huge. It was the thing.
I wish his retirement match was the HBK one.
Well, it should have been, but it wasn't.
Should have been. I like to think of it as being that it was, but unfortunately it wasn't.
My number deuce, as we close out our list, getting ready to go into talking about what things should Royal Rumbles be used for, and then we got to power through some NHL Power Rankings.
They'll be quick.
Not
much
my
has
number
changed.
My number 2 is best there is, the best was, best there ever will be.
Bret Hart.
Shout out Canada, shout out Bret Hart, Montreal Screwjob.
I should have seen that one coming.
It's you can't be a Canadian in your right mind and not really appreciate the neon pink sunglasses, the leather jackets, the like ass kicking,
the guitar riff,
all of it. Everything was incredible.
That's the first thing I think of is the guitar riff.
He was so much fun to watch.
And the shades.
You know, now he draws pictures. That's what he does. He's an artist. But yeah,
really,
yeah. But as super big fan. Love Bret Hart.
I wish I had something to bang together that wouldn't spill all over my monitor. But my number 2 is Austin 316.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, I wish I could shatter something, make the glass noise, but
can I just point out that
tough cleanup.
Stone Cold is my number 1, and that's the first time our list crossover.
Were they all different?
Yeah, they were all different.
That's wild.
It's amazing. We did not consult. We did not consult. But hey, don't worry. I like cream corn. Jane has been banned. I don't know who the hell that is. Showed up on her Facebook page. Just dropped a
Scatterbrain Jane.
I like cream corn. Great. Such great news.
Stone Cold's just the greatest. Yeah. The stunner out of nowhere, the beers. You bring him out at any arena at a wrestling event, and everyone's going to go fucking crazy.
So and we can parlay this into my number 1 because he is my number 1. The pop of the glass shattering is still the biggest pop you'll get almost anywhere. Like there's I don't know if anyone's music pops the way that does. Even today, that's like the best pop you could possibly get.
I think he got one better.
You think you got one better?
I think I got one better.
Give me your number 1 because
it's fucking The Rock, man.
But his pop isn't as big.
I think it is.
It is pretty big.
I think it's bigger because he's so mainstream too.
He's
Hollywood. He's movies.
He is
everything.
Today.
He's everywhere.
We had
Terramana Tequila.
2 that crossed over the entire list. We did 10 wrestlers, and that was it.
And The Rock is so memeable. Anytime I say finally, I think of The Rock. That's like things like that. It's like shit that's iconic to that guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The microphone hold, the eyebrows,
it was a rocket ship to the moon. The Rock and Stone Cold are icons of wrestling for a reason, and
they would have gone out of business if they didn't have them.
Yeah, 100%. Earlier last night, yesterday, we asked the question, what are some things that would be better solved with Royal Rumbles? And
can we give a Royal Rumble rundown to people if they're not familiar?
Royal Rumble is many people in a ring. You get tossed out, you're out.
There's typically 30 contestants. If both of your feet hit the floor, you're out.
You out.
Go over the top rope. The last one standing wins. So it's just a free for all.
This has been in wrestling for ages. It's coming up. Which
prompted the question.
And I asked the question on socials. I asked the question to our friends in the House of Reprehensibles. And here are some answers that we got from those people.
I've got
I
a
want you
list
to tell
as well.
me. Want you to tell me if you are yay or nay for these answers.
Yes.
The most obvious one was presidential elections.
Correct. That is on my list.
I can only imagine
for it.
you just put all of the candidates who want to be president in the ring. You're just like, here you go. You want the job. Good luck.
Remember when people go under the ring? They just sit there for
Yeah.
the whole time and come back, and that'd be Joe Biden. Men would trip and fall, and somebody would just accidentally keep falling over him, and his body would progressively tumble under the ring, and he'd just be there for the entirety of it. Then we'd have a whole turn. Somebody would be like, "Bah, yeah," like I'm booking the last election. Trump would be like, "Yeah, I won. Let's fucking, this is it. Sign it up. We're building the wall. Fuck it." Twitter's going to be right back. That value is going to skyrocket. And then all of a sudden, here comes Sleepy Joe like the Undertaker up from underneath the fucking ring. It's Joe, by God, it's Joe. He's been sleeping for 3.5 fucking hours. Man's been under there since the opener.
Kamala throws him a chair. It's over.
Yeah. Yeah. She pulls like a Vicky Guerrero type. Excuse me. Oh God,
Kelvin Joyner tossed in best parking spots in the plaza. Yeah, absolutely. Who pays the restaurant bill?
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, everybody just like it's just like a ring.
Yeah,
on the side of the restaurant.
I like it. Both of those were not on my list. I like this.
Ties at a 4-way stop.
Oh, that's a wicked good one.
Everybody just comes out and goes, "Yeah, all right, it's time."
It's time. Everybody like cracking knuckles. I come out of my fucking RAV4 with a trash can full of weapons like prime Tommy Dreamer.
Draft order. So this was NFL draft order was proposed, but I say any draft order.
Yeah, I had a draft lottery in mine as well. That'd be electric. Every team sends one representative to the draft lottery, and just to throw down. Like Ryan Reeves is there for his team. Like, you know what I mean? It's just a fucking. You get your biggest player there. The NFL would be ridiculous. That'd be awesome.
Mike Vrabel would be a sought-after commodity at that point. Court cases, and the note from Kelvin Joyner was, "You said you could beat the allegations, so go beat the allegations."
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it was good. And I added on to that like just 50 misdemeanors at one time. Just like 5 of you will not have to pay your ticket. The rest of you will. I think it'd be funny. I think it'd be good. What do you got for your list?
So I have the real lottery.
The real lottery is absolutely a right answer.
That's like my 1A. I'm going to give you one that I think is a little outdated now, but tell me it wouldn't be electric. Black Friday lines.
Black Friday lines would be great.
It basically was already. It just wasn't regulated.
I think that's what you do. You just like you Black Friday lines pre-entry.
You have
to rumble, you win to get in.
In parentheses next to that, I had a video game release line. Same thing. Like you remember those lines for like Halo 3 back in the day? Yeah, those dudes camped out for like 4 days with Mountain Dew and Cheetos.
They absolutely did.
I have fantasy football draft order, which kind of goes with the draft lottery. Homecoming king and queen. You and your date team up, and you got to fight your entire school for the title.
I love it.
Writes itself. Sports coaching carousels. So every year we get a ranking of the open available jobs. I think Tank and Jeremy just did this on the show the other day with the NFL jobs. So like, for example, Bill Belichick would go in there and be fighting with like Ben Johnson. And then all of a sudden, right at the end, they think everyone's come out. Fucking Harbaugh. Music hits. Electric entrance guy comes in and he's like, "No, I'm taking the job. I'll go to the Chargers. I want Justin Herbert."
Tell me that Harbaugh wouldn't enter. Tell me Harbaugh wouldn't enter like prime Vince McMahon, like the corporation Vince McMahon on the steroids. Like,
Oh yeah.
juiced up, jacked up, ready to go. He'd be in like that.
I said work bonuses. Like if you have I don't have this at my job, but if you had like tiered bonuses for like,
Yeah.
you're like, yeah,
You want
you
the
want
top
a
bonus?
top bonus? Fucking
You gotta
earn
play
it.
for it.
Somebody's got to earn it.
You gotta
I had
use it.
presidency, which we said war.
Just forget.
Like we send SEAL Team 6. Russia sends 6 dudes that look like the Jokic brothers.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. We
That'd be
send
fun.
6 Canada Goose, we'd win. You can't.
Russian dude gets shit in his eye when he fucking gets stabbed by one of the US SEAL Team 6 dudes.
Canada Goose don't fuck around, man. They don't fuck around.
We'd send 6 stealth bombers and we'd be in and out of there like a demon's whisper.
Yeah. Just
yeah, that was it. That was all I had, I think. Yeah, that was it.
we will have another. We'll have another question of the week next week. Probably get it out a little sooner.
Love that. That was a fantastic topic.
If you have a question you think should be question of the week, let us know on the socials. Hit us up in the chat. We'd love to hear it. So let us know.
All of a sudden, we're like bringing bits together. We got fucking videos at the front. We got the intro music. We got fucking people commenting about cream corn. We got randos in this bitch. Fucking feeling like a show, armchair.
We're off the rails fully this week because there's nothing going on. Before we do power rankings, we're gonna go out of order here. I'm out of order. You're out of order, man. I just want to talk game of the week because we can just smash game of the week out real quick.
Yeah, let's do it.
Colorado and Boston tomorrow is absolutely a game of the week.
You want to hear a low key one?
Is it Carolina Detroit on Friday?
No, that's a solid one too. Kraken Oilers.
Seattle's
coming off of 9 games. Oilers are hot as fuck.
Rangers Kings on Saturday has a lot of implications because the Rangers have been in free fall and they need to right the ship.
Toronto Vancouver sounds really good to me. That's on Saturday.
Toronto will get a 5-3 lead and then blow it in the third because that's what they do. I think that's game of the week. Currently, Montreal is beating Detroit. I just want to point out that Montreal has been putting in work lately. I don't know what is going on with this team. Beat Colorado 4-3 on Monday. What?
Why? How? They didn't mean to.
Goal Caulfield scoring. Hell yeah. They're currently beating the Devils 2-1. With Slavkovsky scoring the opener on that one. So that's our game of the week. You got a big one?
Slavkovsky sounds like a 1970s cartoon Russian guy.
Yeah, he does. We got power rankings.
Lazy guard.
We got some feedback from our last power rankings. And we appreciate that. But also, we do what we want. So here's our power rankings.
I'm just going to breeze through the back end because not much has changed. 32 Sharks. I will say they just played the Blackhawks this week.
Yeah. It was almost a flip, wasn't it?
They lost the battle. They won the war.
Yeah.
The celebrity sweepstakes are still ever in their favor. 31, the Blackhawks. 30, Senators, down 2 this week. 29, the Columbus Blue Jackets. I don't even want to say it. Just feels gross. I need some fucking mouthwash. 28, the Anaheim Ducks. No Trevor Zegras out 6 to 8 weeks. So sad.
So sad.
Wild, down 3. 27. 26, your Montreal Canadiens.
They're going to be up next week. I'll tell you that much.
We didn't mean to.
They're going to be up next week. I'll tell you that much.
They will be. 25, the Buffalo Sabres. 24, the St. Louis Blues. These are all bad teams. Every single one that I've said is a bad team. Yep. 23, nothing changes. The Washington Capitals.
Still a bad team.
Really bad team. The same statistics I say every week that they're bad in, they're still bad in. Still horrible. Flames up 3. after the show last week, Igor Sharagovich had a hat trick.
Yeah.
Absolutely fucked me out of money. So enjoy your hat trick, but you owe me a check. 21, the New York Islanders. They have lost their last 3 games, 5 of their last 6, and they've been outscored 25-11 in that span. Not hard to figure out. That's a bad team. I told you that was coming too. 20, Coyotes down 4. Just a lackluster week. Predators down 2, same deal. They do just beat the Stars, though. I don't know why. They beat them twice in the last week.
Can't help it.
Wings up 3. They're at 18. They're 5-0-1 in January. You want to hear a fun little stat that proves they're still bad? They are 29th in that same span on 5-on-5 expected goals. Yet they're 5-0-1.
Don't take a penalty.
Do not take a penalty.
You take a penalty against them, they'll beat you.
Right. If you do not do that, odds are pretty good.
You'll win.
Lightning 17. Stamkos not getting traded, like you said. 4 wins in 5 games.
And they're rolling.
Getting going. We'll see if it stays. Penguins, Sidney Crosby show.
Yep.
46 points in 42 games, plus 15 at 5-on-5. Number 15, the Kraken up 6. I said they had a 9-game win streak. They were killing it. That ended on Monday, unfortunately. But they're doing it with nobody. Again, they're just depth on depth on depth on depth. That's what they got, but they have a ton of it. 14, the Kings down 3. They're 5-5-4 over the last month. Can't score.
Haven't figured it out.
Devils, even. They're at 13. They didn't move at all. Despite their injuries, this team's still into a playoff spot somehow. I said this with the Jets that it wouldn't last, and now they're where they are in the power rankings. We'll get to them. Clearly, they haven't been said yet, so we'll see if the Devils fall off. I think they will, but
they're losing to Montreal, so yeah, they will.
12, the Toronto Maple Leafs. They've had a lead in each of their last 4 games, and they have 1 point in those 4 games.
Can I say something about the Leafs
Sheldon
real
Keefe,
quick?
what's up?
Sheldon Keefe should have been fired last season. At the end of last year,
correct.
They should have fired the coach. They have not been able to get through the first round for forever. They finally get through the first round, and they blow it. They have one of the most talented cores, and I hate saying it because obviously not a noted un-Leaf fan, not a Leaf fan at all. You're also not a Leaf fan, but we can recognize they have some talented players on the front end of that team. They should be a winning team.
The money would suggest that.
They're just not. They're not doing it. They're not doing it, and that has to change. And the only thing I can think of, if you're not going to acquire the players you need, is to move on from the coach. He's not getting it done. He talked after the media. They're like, "Oh, you lost, 5 of your last 6. Is this a trend?" He's like, "Well, last week we won. We won a few games in a row." And then they looked at who they beat, and it was like Anaheim and San Jose, Columbus, and it's like
incredibly impressive victories. I'm going to hold my merit on that. Medals, war medals, dangling from my chest.
Fire Sheldon Keefe. Do yourself a favor, Leaf Nation. Fire the coach and move on. You're wasting your top talent. Austin Matthews probably going to score 60 goals this year. It's stupid.
Probably more.
And realistically, in the MVP conversation, which, waste.
Sheldon Keefe, the Brandon Staley of the NHL.
Mm-hmm.
You should have been fired last season, and somehow you sticking around way longer than we all thought. But it's
still there.
We all know it's coming. There's be one random Monday morning we wake up and he's
gone,
jobless.
Flyers at 11.
Yes, the Flyers are at 11. They lost 6 out of 7, and now they've won 4 out of 5. So
they're fine.
They are, and that's the problem. Is that division? That's what's going to make or break you.
We talked
because
about
it's so fucking close.
Last week we talked about it. It's bananas close.
Crazy. It hasn't changed. The Golden Knights at 10, down 1. They've scored a total of 33 goals since December 16th. That's 29th in that span.
Yeah, they need some goal scoring.
Yeah. And their goalie's been out in that time too. So that
Not
does
helpful.
spell good things for you.
Nope.
Number 9, the New York Rangers. Down 5, tough stretch. They lost 5 of 6 going into Sunday before they beat the Capitals, but they look incredibly beatable right now. They don't look anything like they did.
Yeah.
How about a sneeze?
Number 8, we got the Canes. Still doing hurricane things. They're even. They're not up or down. They're a team that's going to be sneaky.
Won 4 of 5 since January 1st, but now Kochetkov's out just as he started to get going. So we'll see. But yeah, Carolina, they're just crazy deep.
They are. They're really deep.
I think they have 9 guys over 20 points.
That's crazy. Crazy talk.
Dallas Stars at 7. They had a 3-game losing streak, and now they've won 3 of their last 4. 2 blowout wins. They just can't beat Nashville. As I mentioned earlier, I don't know why. Don't understand why. Number 6, my Boston Bruins. We just keep getting points no matter what. 5 games in a row. We had an OT win against the Blues on Saturday. Trade targets starting to come into fruition a little bit. Maybe Tomas Hertl, Elias Lindholm. A couple names there, but something's imminent. I can feel it. Spidey senses.
Yep.
Number 5, Colorado Avalanche. They've won all 3 of their games since we've talked last. They had 2 more people voted into the All-Star game. One was Alexander Gorgiev, which a little odd.
Whatever.
My team has 2 goalies better than that.
Yeah. Avalanche did lose to Montreal on Monday, like I pointed out.
Oh, yeah, you're right. My bad.
Suck it.
You're right.
That's fine.
Number 4, the Vancouver Canucks down 1. They have 5 players and their coach going to the All-Star game.
They're a good team.
So good.
They're a good team. They're rolling.
Elias Pettersson, absolutely killing it. He has, 9 goals and 5 assists in his last 6 games.
Insanity.
He's on pace for 107 points right now. Number 3,
biggest mover of the
about
week.
100 points. Yes, bigger. I think they were last week too, or maybe a week before or something. They're killing it. The Edmonton Oilers, they're at number 3 this week. They are just dogging teams right now.
100%.
Connor McDavid dogging teams right now. They have 11-game win streak. They have a plus 24 goal differential over that time. Stuart Skinner saving 10.2 goals above average in that time, which was something they didn't have at the start of the season. And then Connor McDavid is just out here dishing out Roman helmets like they're fucking Halloween candy.
They're the definition of hot right now. They're rolling. Absolutely so.
Number 2, the Florida Panthers. They just lost to the Devils, which, again, super depleted. Not exactly ideal, but they are my top team in the Eastern Conference in the power rankings right now, and I feel like they're probably going to stay there for a little bit. Florida's just really fucking good. They're hard to beat. Anytime you play them, it's going to be a fucking bloodbath.
Yeah.
And any team with a Selke candidate is going to be annoying to play.
100%.
Number 1, the good Jets in the 4 major sports, the Winnipeg Jets. Still at 1. They were there last week. Nothing's really changed. They did have a 2-0 loss to the Flyers, but they had no Scheifele. Kyle Connor's obviously still out, but they've been absolutely killing it. They have a 32-game run where opponents haven't scored 3 goals. Or, well, more than 3 goals, excuse me.
That's kooky dukes, man.
That's ridiculous.
That's kind of ridiculous. So,
especially when over-unders in the NHL are set at like 6.5, 7.5.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. That's our power rankings this week. We've got just enough time for a Stone story.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot.
Well,
Don't worry, I got one.
We could have wrapped it, but I feel like we should do a Stone story. We do one every week.
This one's from Turkey, so you're going to have to bear with me on names. I'm probably just going to go man and whatnot when I get the opportunity. But This man was a wealthy banker from some province in Turkey. He is seeking $16,000 in compensation from Dr. I'm going to try this one. Haluk Soylemez, but I'm just going to call him Haluk for the remainder of the story.
All right.
The man who was supposed to help him enlarge his penis in both length and girth. So he went to a doctor and said, "Jack me up.
Yep.
I need a facelift on this thing." However, the opposite ultimately occurred. He had he was promised 3 extra centimeters, which is about an inch, and he lost about a quarter inch after the procedure, in both length and girth. There was 2 botched procedures, so he had to keep going back while his dick was all fucked up, scarred, and that he said he was in excruciating pain and he was unable to walk properly for a month. He was left with a shorter and severely scarred sexual organ and far from the thing he was promised. The doctor, Haluk, he said there was no fault in the procedure I performed. He added that he had never made any commitments about the length or girth of the patient's penis following the procedure, and he is accusing him of unjust material compensation. He's like, "I didn't do anything wrong. I never said your dick would get longer." Which, if he never said that, why are we doing the surgery? And why are you the doctor performing the surgery? You just in there chopping guys up for fucking the hell of it?
I don't get it.
Did insurance cover it? Probably not. It's Turkey,
Probably.
But I was dumbfounded. I was looking for a story earlier today, and I stumbled across this in one of my very out there news sources that I go to, and I was like, what in the world? What in the absolute fuckery is going on here? But during his recovery, the banker experienced bleeding. He told the doctor about it. The guy, he was like, that doesn't look great. I'm going to put you back under. Goes in for the second operation. Wakes up worse. He said he woke up in agonizing pain, and the doctor was like, "Is it better?
Is this
How you
better?"
doing? He was like, "No, incredible, way worse, exponentially worse." And then he was like, "Well, you're gonna have to go home." And the guy's like, "I can't walk," and he couldn't walk for another month, which is basically when he gave up. He was like, I've gone to this guy 2 times. He fucked it up twice. I lost a quarter inch on something I already had to enlarge. And I mean, that's just an L.
It's an L.
He took a fat L on that one.
He took a less than fat L. He took a diminished L.
I just
in both length and girth.
I want to mention the last sentence of this article. Turkey's second viral medical case in the span of a month, after that of a man who had his front teeth removed by a dental clinic cleaner, a janitor, who was posing as a dentist. He was like, "I'm the doctor." Guy goes under and he takes his whole front row of teeth out. So have fun with that. These are mine now.
That's not great. I don't really have anything for last call except for this.
Hey, Gordon.
Hey, it was a slow week for news, but don't forget to like, follow, share.
Do they have like pictures? Like,
I don't know. I don't know. I banned them. There's look, if you're gonna come on here, at least bring some sports relevant content. I don't know where this was going. I'm not about to.
I don't think they knew where it was going.
I don't know where it was going.
Something tells me they got cream corn in their brain.
Yeah. Once again, we will be back Wednesday. Look for the question of the week on the socials. We'll have the graphic up. I will post the power rankings for this week. Hopefully, people will be peanut butter and pissed again and can yell at us about the Oilers being high or some shit. I don't know. We'll see.
Facts. And if you get into a 4-way stop, throw that bitch in park, get out, grab a weapon, and let's have a good old-fashioned Royal Rumble.
It's Rumble time, baby. For Dubs, I'm Armchair. We will see you next week. Peace.